The pungent smell of coal smoke hangs thick in the air as I approach the outskirts of Dhaka, where the city's brickfields lie. This is the domain of Bangladesh's brick workers, men, women and even children toiling relentlessly to produce the humble bricks building the nation. I meet Jamal, a wiry but warmly smiling worker who will be my guide. As we enter the brickfield, the first stop is the clay mixing area, a dusty pit where workers are churning mud and water into a thick, malleable clay mixture using crude tools and sheer muscle power. The process starts with mixing clay soil with water to make a thick, malleable clay mixture. This is typically done manually using crude tools and physical labor in clay mixing pits. This is the lifeblood of our work, Jamal explains through a translator, scooping up a handful of the dense clay. Without it, no bricks. The next stop is the molding area, a sprawling expanse lined with thousands of wooden brick molds. Here, the real back-breaking labor begins as workers quickly but meticulously compact the clay into each mold, creating row upon row of freshly formed bricks. The speed and technique is mesmerizing to watch. Within minutes, an empty mold is transformed into a neat, uniform brick, ready to be gently removed and laid out to dry under the scorching sun. We must work quickly, Jamal says, sweat beading on his brow. The molded green bricks are laid out in open areas and left to dry completely under the sun for several days before firing. This reduces the moisture content. Once dried, the bricks are carefully stacked inside large brick kilns, often arranged in intricate patterns to allow hot air flow during firing. This stacking process is very labor-intensive. Suddenly, a welcome distraction arrived in the form of a fruit vendor pushing his colorful cart. Guava. Fresh guava. There are never enough bricks to meet demand, Jamal says. As the day wears on, the brickfield becomes an industrious anthill, with workers shuffling between drying racks and roaring kilns. Jamal leads me to one of the huge brick ovens where we witness the firing process. Inside the kiln's sweltering depths, men with soot-stained faces delicately arrange thousands of dried bricks in intricate patterns, leaving gaps for airflow. The firing process lasts days as coal stokers work around the clock, shoveling fuel into the inferno to harden the bricks. Finally, once cooled, the most grueling job begins, dismantling the entire kiln brick by brick in a choking haze of ash and dust. Jamal and a crew of workers toil for hours, carrying and stacking the finished, fired bricks onto trucks for transportation to construction sites across Bangladesh. As the monsoon season approaches in regions like India and Bangladesh, brick factories face a major operational challenge: the impending heavy rains and flooding. As the monsoon clouds gather, brick factories shut down all operations. The drying fields, recently a hive of activity, now lie abandoned as the rains begin pounding the region. Within days, the factory premises transform into vast, muddy pools with all production areas submerged under sheets of rainwater. This watery hold lasts for 3 to 4 months until the monsoon subsides. Only then can brick factory owners survey the damage and begin the arduous process of rebuilding from scratch. Drainage channels have to be cleared, drying fields re-leveled, and fresh clay sourced and prepared. As I leave the brickfields that evening, I'm in awe of the sheer tenacity and resilience of people like Jamal. From mixing clay to firing to unloading, every step demands relentless labor under unforgiving conditions. Yet this backbreaking toil produces the very bricks building a nation, one at a time.